Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I hope you guys have your coffee locked and loaded because we are going to talk about some very big news for Bitcoin. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is embracing Bitcoin, and we have also some very good topics in the NFT space, something that Veve can learn from or that Veve could adopt for themselves as well is coming from Lacoste NFTs. But all of that right after the intro. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all of you. I want to quickly mention that I'm a crypto and NFT investor, not your financial advisor. So please do your own research before you ape full degen into Bitcoin, Veve, whatever we are talking about here. And also thank you to all my rare hodlers, my Patreons, my channel members that are supporting me here on this channel, that are subscribed to this channel. And we have already some people here in the chat. Good morning, Energy. Good morning, Knut Betzold. Good morning, Smarty Pants. And good morning, Felipe. I hope you guys are all right and have some time for coffee in case that is the hour. Yeah, Smarty Pants is, yeah, someone bought a 1 of 7 today of the Aston Martin 12K. I think we come to that later in the NFT part. But so far, I want to today to just open this with the view here on our Bitcoin that has not moved, but has actually back tested on this flag. But all of that also later. Why do I show Bitcoin first? Because it's all about Bitcoin. Because 9 trillion asset manager BlackRock CEO says crypto is digital gold and Bitcoin is an international asset. Let's look at this together.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in. Let's be clear, Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency. And so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. I would call the foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is
Okay, so what about that? That is something that we would not have heard before, and that's basically the expression of a coming mass adoption. Because, the CEO of BlackRock wouldn't go on Fox and ridiculous himself by filing for a spot ETF and more or less knowing that it gets rejected and then putting out all of these words. No, he is going on the record there because he wants to be this pioneer to say this all before their spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, and before people, it's basically advertisement on Fox Business for the spot Bitcoin ETF and why people should have Bitcoin. The normal people or the rational people would probably think, yeah, then I buy it just myself. Why do I need BlackRock? But people that really don't want to worry about anything and just appreciate the price action, they would probably have an ETF instead of self-custody. And by the way, Smarty Pants, no problem for the spoiler. And G-Money is also here. Good morning. 12K is a steal. By the way, guys, I know that all of you that are watching right now are watching almost every day. So please smash up the like button. Sometimes we forget because we're doing other stuff on the side, like preparing our coffee or I don't know, Unless you're driving, please smash up the like button here for me, so that more people can watch the stream. Let's look a little bit more what our Larry Fink here says. So he says, we do believe that if we can create more tokenization of assets and securities, that's what Bitcoin is. It could revolutionize finance, he said. Previously known to be a skeptic of crypto, Fink years ago suggested fans of the asset class heavily used it for illicit activities. And now this time seems to be over with all of these asset managers, so to say, with all of these giants of the industry looking into Bitcoin. I mean, just to recap, we know that there are at least 10 of these asset managers, I think all the biggest in the world, that have filed for launching such an ETF. And that is, for example, Valkyrie, ARK Invest, Wisdom Tree, BlackRock themselves, Fidelity, Grayscale, I don't know. So there are many of them, and each and every dollar that gets invested into that ETF is transferred into Bitcoin holdings. So always this part of the share needs to be backed up by spot Bitcoin ETF, so or by spot Bitcoin in general. The part of the ETF needs to be backed up by spot Bitcoin that needs to be bought directly from the market or is already held by BlackRock. Fink continued, instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any of the country or the devaluation of currency, as we have heard right now in this interview, right, that you are in. Let's be clear, Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency, so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. And in the sense of that you can transfer Bitcoin quickly from one wallet to another. Bitcoin indeed is an international, easy transferable asset, and it's harder to send gold to the US via mail, and also riskier than send some Bitcoin of the equivalent value to the US, for example, to pay something or to just transfer this in a sale or whatever, like OTC. Apparently Larry Fink has left the narrative behind that only criminals are dealing in Bitcoin. And I think we will, in a couple of years, we will look back on all these TV shows and TV series where in every episode someone, like the crime shows especially, is always like, hey, these weapons, they have been purchased in Bitcoin. Or like, oh, okay, can we trace it? No, it's so intransparent and stuff like that. I've seen it somewhere. Since I knew about Bitcoin, I was realizing all of that in these movies, how people were kept away by a subtle narrative from Bitcoin. That's only for criminals to use. And one day also, some people of my family, like in 10 years, they will comment like, hey, have you heard about this Bitcoin? I always thought that's for criminals. If you are outside of our bubble here, and if you're not watching streams all day, and if you're not dealing with this, you could still be of the opinion that Bitcoin is too risky, or that it's shady or whatever. And with these ETFs here, with Larry Fink and so on, this narrative will go away. Mass adoption will be once again in Europe and in the US and in some other countries, and once again a big majority will be too late on it. But not you guys, not all of you guys. And the same counts for ETFs, the same counts for Veve. So yeah, let's see. Just Veve, ETFs and everything is just one cycle behind, at least one cycle behind. Let's quickly look at some Bitcoin metrics here. So we have this comparison here from 2020, this time on the right side, and then today on the left side. And it looks very similar if you look at this box, which we have at 30 something thousand, and at that time had around 20,000. 16, 17, 19,000. Excuse me, guys. I think I need more coffee, but okay. You see this massive pump that happened afterwards before we went into a retracement. So this comparison says that we would have some little bit more of accumulation going on. If this is weeklies, we would, or is this weekly or daily? No, it's the daily. Here we see it. Before we have a massive breakout. And I think that could be, or the thing that would really send it like this would be if the first spot Bitcoin ETF gets just approved. So we see here Bitcoin is forming a higher high and a higher low pattern in the middle of the bull run. This is very similar to that in 2020, in which BTC was then sent to all-time highs. And the question is, how long does it take? It's not when, it's not if, it's just when. Let's look also at this longer term MACD. First LMACD cross on the monthly after bear market. Juicy signal for a bull market. So it's just right in. So here we are looking from the time frame at a higher, way higher time frame. I think it's a monthly. And we see here just the MACD has crossed the first time since a long time. Here's only touches, but has crossed the first time. So it's just beginning. We're just in the initial stage. Maybe we look quickly at the market. I don't know why these bubbles are still a little bit laggy, but let's take a quick look still. Overall, on the daily, we are in the top 100, pretty red, just consolidating. Good morning, Luke. And nice to have you here and you catching the stream today. Awesome. We see some mixed signals here, mostly slightly in the red, the altcoins, but nothing too bad. If you look at the week, altcoins are looking pretty strong, and we have, as we see, the OG coins pumping, MakerDAO, Compound, Bitcoin Cash, so MakerDAO is here, just so you see. But let's look at the important thing, and that is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has peaked above in the latest or in the last days, and has come down a little bit, but it's nothing too bad. I think that's just market movement, normal market movement. If you zoom out, you cannot even see it, and if you go on the weekly, it's just nothing candle where there's no body, and 3 weeks above the level. So we have poked this resistance so much, and now the big question is, can we have 3 days left on this candle, and maybe we do not make it above this week because we need some stimulus, some impulse. And even the BlackRock CEO embracing Bitcoin, endorsing Bitcoin is not enough to have that. But what we see here is, so for this flag, if you see this flag here that we had, it just looks like a retest up to this flag or onto this flag, and then maybe from this we can do another test on this overhead resistance at 31k. We had closed a daily above, but just right after we have crashed down again or below it again. So we are really waiting for this to coil up and test it once more. But if you look at this, we have come close to, or if you consider this as a resistance zone, right, where everyone has their own level, we have coming close, slice through, touch, slice through, close above, crash below, and so on. So this resistance is just getting hammered, if you want to see it this way. And if the resistance gets hammered so many times, I think it's only a matter of fact in the next test it could be already that we will break above for good and break out. The question is only, and I think this should be seen on the weekly, if we go to the weekly, that this candle turns green or the next candle goes green and closes above. So the weekly needs to close above this to really confirm. Then we'll probably have a retest there, and then we go up to our targets of 30 something to 47,000. Let's see if we can at least come close. Actually, we should put this is a little bit too high maybe, and you guys are my testimony. We should just put it a little bit lower so that it's really on this 46 to 47,000, something like that, that we are really on this previous level here. But that is, actually you cannot see the target really because it's behind the chat, but there you go. So that is, I've lowered it a little bit because it just now it fits with this previous high, right? So 46,000 something to 47,000 should be the target once we break out. But this can take a couple of days to weeks still. We don't know. We could hover more below this range, and this overhead resistance, just that you see it, is basically, or was basically, when we formed this massive head and shoulders on top of that previous support in the entire bull run peak, so to say, or the two peaks of the bull run were based upon this support. This is massive. This was massive support. This was the massive support, and we have poked it so many times, and finally there, when Terra Luna collapsed here, we fell through it and it became overhead resistance. So this is the biggest resistance that we have so far confirmed in the charts. Here it became overhead resistance, you see. So, and right since then, so there's so much confluence here. If you see it in a macro, this is big confluence. Now here it has been poked 3 times in the macro and 3 times from below already. If you count these 2 wicks here where it tried to get back above and it didn't. So the weekly will tell us when it's broken, and that is when the weekly closes above and we retest this, and then it's on. Then we are already then we are pre-halving. If this happens, then we would be pre-halving in the territory of where we were in the last bull run, and you know what that means for future Bitcoin prices. But I think that's very, very bullish, and let's go. Let's move on to the charts that are telling us more. Once again, the DXY has not made significant moves. We are still in these 3 weeks of green on the DXY and still holding strong. 3 weeks of not moving for Bitcoin. Good morning, Eddie Almeida, to the morning stream. Good to have you here. Guys, don't forget to smash up the like button for the stream. So DXY green means Bitcoin cannot move really. We can be happy that Bitcoin is strong. We saw a little bit more momentum here and had actually Bitcoin coming at least a little bit lower. But that is, we are not going too deep into the DXY, just that if the DXY and when the DXY is crashing, we are still looking at something, even if you look at like this, something like mountain ranges, right? Always slower mountains, so we could be collapsing, and if that happens, then we get a massive pump on Bitcoin. Eddie Almeida wants to know, PH, what tokens do you hold the most of? Bitcoin, 49 to 50% of my portfolio at the moment. VeChain is around 20% of my portfolio. Ecomi is around 15% of my portfolio, and then small in the 2 to 3% positions of Chiliz, Chainlink, Filecoin, What else do I have of the blue chips? I have Atom. Um, I have Cardano. I forgot Cardano. So Cardano's there with the Chainlink and so on in the single digit percentages, and then some low caps that I think I have a little bit of XTP because it's stock listed. I have what else do I have in the portfolio? I have a little bit of Phantom. I have Cadena. So yeah, that's some insights in the portfolio. What do you guys hold? And also let me know, guys, because this is when Bitcoin dominance, which we are looking at here, collapses. Is always good to have some altcoins or to get into some altcoins. Then no, actually, Ackerbone says any other snipers here. What do you mean, like lying in the forest and shooting at targets or at Veve? Philip says, and you buy VeChain on Binance? No, I actually have my VeChain. So I bought VeChain on Bitpanda, which is an Austrian-based exchange. So here in Europe, and it's I think fully regulated in Austria. So pretty good, and very very user friendly. Also for if you want to have your parents in getting it into crypto, they can very easily understand and buy that. There is a pro version where you can buy just as a normal account, but there's also like a very simplified version for all the beginners in crypto. And by the way, I'm not any affiliated or anything. I just tell guys, that I never have sponsors on the channel, and I don't know, click the link and affiliate and so on. So just telling you what I really use. And then I moved it to a wallet. I think it's not a cold storage in a sense, and I staked it. So it's generating VETHO while I'm waiting for the bull run to come back on. I think it has created some, I don't know, $20, $30, $40 of VETHO, depending on what it is. But maybe that's a little bit more when we are coming back into the bull run, right? So Energies Omi, yeah. Good morning, VVOGs and Omi homies. Yo, PH, that idea for listing the Omi symbol as an NFT got over 13k views. Holy damn. So Omicron has posted that on Twitter yesterday, and maybe we can pull it up a little bit later after looking at Omi, to have the Omi symbol as an NFT. Dr. Knut Bezos says BTC Omi. Eckerbone says Banter Sniper School best. Totally freak, not affiliated. Okay. Interesting. Smarty Pants says holding massive bags of two solid community-driven meme coins called Fortune and Grumpy Cat Coin. Hey, you seem to be in the team of Randy then with these coins. I don't want to go into that, and I cannot recommend that to anyone, but there are some people with another risk level or risk tolerance than I am. But for me, yeah, Smarty Pants is both around or under 5 million market cap, and both had recent all-time highs around 30-40 mil in the last few weeks. Contracts renounced and strong communities for both. I don't know about that, honestly. I cannot comment on that. I'm always staying far away from meme coins because meme coin season is usually so short-lived. And we saw it at like Pepe and some others. They have rallied pretty hard. But then again, other meme coins have just not moved. So Eddie Almeida says BTC 30%, Chainlink 20%, Gnosis 10%, Ocean Protocol, yeah, that's AI play, AI anonymous data transfer play. Dogecoin 10%, Omi, EW Energy Web Token, and small caps 20%. Energy Web Token is interesting, although I think Energy Web Token is too far out with the smart cities and so on. But it's for sure interesting. I don't know too much about Gnosis, but Chainlink for sure a blue chip, and Chainlink actually will be one of these coins that do not run a risk for security labeling and so on. They're too important for the entire industry, I think. Randy likes to shill those meme coins too. Yeah, I know, and I'm a little bit hesitant towards these meme coins. Don't get me wrong, Smarty Pants. Nothing against your projects or Randy or anything, but it's just not for me. So because there's no objective reason for me to say, hey, these will give me the big returns. But I hope you guys do very, very well with it. I would be careful though. The only meme coin is Pepe and Ada. Understandable to stay away too, I get it. Massive OMI in my bag, total believer, yeah. So OMI is the thing where I definitely need to break down my average. So you see here Bitcoin dominance has not moved, so we don't have to look at it. The altcoin cap actually has come down as well together with Bitcoin. So you see when Bitcoin corrects, altcoins correct harder, right? That's now the rule. That was the rule for the bear market. It's now the rule for the massive run up as well. Smarty Pants, someone said you bought 20k of Grumpy Cat according to when you said that you're down like 17k, correct? Yeah, that would be interesting to if you want to share it. And no, it's not about it's just about learning, right? So are you up on Grumpy Cat and 4chan, or are you down on them, and are you really that heavy into it? That would be interesting. Eddie says Gnosis has Coinbase partnership with BlackRock for real world assets, apparently. Wow. So that means that these real world assets of BlackRock would be then minted into Gnosis. Is that how it works, Eddie? Let's look at OMI, but OMI also is not really moving, but it has really a very steady sideways movement here, and we don't know really what this is here, what we're seeing. Maybe, I don't know, I cannot really catch this, but I think there is a little bit more downside to come. Oh, actually, I didn't actualize. Maybe it looks a little bit different. No, it doesn't. So it looks the same. It's just more zoomed out now. But I think we are, or I will be waiting still here with the OMI. I don't see any reasons to not wait. We saw a long wick here down. A lot of buying here still, but yeah, I think once Bitcoin rallies, I think we will see OMI going lower as people move out of OMI into Bitcoin to ride the wave, and then maybe afterwards we can see them coming back into OMI. But for me, this is still a downtrend, although it's not that hard here anymore. But if you look at this is still a downtrend, and here we have a support that got tested so many times. If that gets tested once more, the support is gone, in my opinion. Also, volume still going lower. So there was more volume here than we have right now, right? So we are still pretty weak on the volume for the Acomi token. But let's talk about, oh, actually there's more discussion here that is super interesting. Big A says, I'm 7 years in crypto and 95% of my bag are BTC, ETH and Matic. Oh yeah, I have Matic too. I forgot to mention that I have Polygon Matic too. This is not the time in the cycle to be heavy in alts. Yeah, I agree. I think so too. So as I said before, my bag is 50% BTC. I have a little bit of ETH, not too much. I don't know why. I've always thought like, okay, do I buy ETH? Okay, I buy Bitcoin. So Smarty Pen says, between 4chan and Grumpy Cat, I'm down about 6k only. 4chan, I'm up a bit. Grumpy Cat, I'm down more on, but in total down on only 6k. Have about 33k in total between the two. It always depends. So guys, if you read that, that is not, like, this is not the way for everyone, and this is a lot of money for some people, and for some people it's just little change, right? So you always have to keep that into perspective. Eddie says, Gnosis is building base chain for Coinbase and BlackRock. Yeah, okay. I was thinking for a second for Brazil or so, but BlackRock, yeah. Grumpy Cat just got confirmed for the first top 20 CEX though today. Okay. So that will help some volume at least for now. And Fortune has a billboard in NYC Times Square for 2 days to advertise. Okay, interesting. Once again, it's just not for me. Let's look at the NFT market quickly. Once again, yesterday and the day before, we have talked extensively about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now they are talking here about the Broke Ape Yacht Crash, lessons for Justin Bieber and other NFT collectors. So why is this so important? Because first of all, Justin Bieber has bought an NFT that was around 1.3 million at the time, because always you have to see that also if we measure it in ETH and we take today's prices or the prices from then, you have to measure it in the prices of then, obviously. And it is down now 95%, just over $58,000. So now they're saying basically that this is the worst moment, or the moment where Bored Ape Yacht Club holders that bought in the bull run are down really, really bad. And you see, only because you have money doesn't make you take smart decisions, although probably it's so it's down 95%, and you see, just because you have money, it's not it doesn't mean that you make smart decisions. You can buy at the worst time also, but it could be a PR stunt, obviously. And if he got more money out of that just by buying it and being all over the news, and now he's all over the news again, maybe that's enough return for him. Now, I want to go here directly to the second lesson in this article, because I think it is important for us as Veve NFT, as OMI holders. So look at this. Aggressive marketing is a red flag. And we know that Veve is not doing aggressive marketing, right? So you could actually see it from this point. Although the criticism here is obviously that Veve is doing no marketing at all. But I wanted to point this out, because one reason for Bored Apes came in for such scrutiny among crypto veterans in particular is that they were so aggressively marketed to a mainstream audience that was notoriously crystallized in the infamously awkward Paris Hilton segment on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. Orchard Gaming bringing me the fire. Thank you so much for the $4.99 here, for the $5, let's just say, donation. Thank you so much, Orchard Gaming, for supporting me in this way. That is really, really awesome. Let's have a coffee together on this. And we are talking all the good stuff. We are coming to NFTs and Veve right now. So really good here. So you see, it was aggressively marketed. That moment was seized on both mainstream skeptics and crypto veterans, because it was so transparently fake. The insincerity was palpable, as it almost always is in such situations. Personally, I think, so this is an opinion article, so it's not me, it's written here, I think Paris tanked it on purpose. She's nobody's fool. There are clear financial reasons to avoid projects that engage in this sort of inorganic marketing. It can inflate an asset market, but also makes it more fragile. In the case of crypto assets, it can mean winding up with a lot of low conviction holders who don't actually understand the value proposition of what they have purchased. And I think this is the most crucial thing. So it can inflate the asset market with low conviction holders who don't actually understand the value proposition. And that is what, if Veve marketed even more the NFTs in the last run, we would be down even more on the Veve NFTs from somewhere way higher before, right? So that bubble that we had would have been way higher. Yeah. All chat gaming coffee time. Eddie Almeida says, if Bieber is smart, he will sweep the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs first and nuke it on retail next year. Doubt it though, this phase is... yeah. Okay, so at the same time, inorganic hype tends to encourage speculation rather than participation, which makes a market weaker. A market rooted in cultural value is far more enduring when individual holders had individual journeys to genuine affection for some object rather than just seeing a commercial for it. So also this is what, if we follow this opinion, that's absolutely correct what Veve is doing at the moment. They are going to the Marvel trade shows together with Marvel. They are doing like the, hey, collect what you like, I don't know what things on the Veve. So also collect the spotlight. They are going with show us your IR picture. So very organic, slow and steady, instead of making big advertisements at Disney Plus, which we hope one day will come when there is a more established user base in Veve. But from that standpoint, I think Veve is looking to really good to do everything all right, except the implementation development roadmap, and that's something else. But from a marketing standpoint, taking it slow and steady, if you really have value to propose, it's good. So, and when Bored Ape pops up on a talk show, someone with deep pockets may buy a dozen of them instead of just one for themselves. But this simultaneously raises the barrier to entry for new holders and creates concentrated points of market failure for the asset. So the lower prices right now at Veve, if there were, then for example at Marvel, people, they can still come in with cheaper money, right? So that is really good. So this is why when I read this opinion article, I wanted to show this to you with the aggressive marketing is a red flag. It is a red flag indeed, and we have many red flags with Veve and Ecomi, but this is not one of them, in my opinion. Dr. Knut says, gotta work, catch the rest later, have a great day, Dr. Knut, see you later or see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day at work. So let's get to this one. Lacoste Underwater introduces the Mission, a dynamic NFT quest. And I pulled this up, I read this yesterday, and I think it's interesting. And I think it's interesting for us with Ecomi and Veve, because I think Veve can learn a little bit from it and adapt to it. So in early June, every Genesis Pass NFT from Lacoste Genesis NFT collection featured an identical design, but as a fashion company, unique aesthetics matter, so their NFTs are getting an upgrade now, one that goes far beyond looks. And this is actually a good example, because in the last bull run, people have actually said or claimed that Veve should not do these upgrades on NFT. So here you see Lacoste doing it right now. So the Genesis passes have now evolved into the underwater card, pronounced underwater, here you see it, marking a shift in the brand's approach. With the upgrade to underwater cards, holders who refer to themselves as crocodiles because of the Lacoste logo can change the rarity, value and look of their NFTs through interactive on-chain and off-chain activities. So the more holders participate, the more features and utilities they unlock for their NFT. So that is interesting in my opinion. So here we see Tuesday, 50 of the holders had the opportunity to enjoy a wonderful night at Roland Garros in this Lacoste Skybox. So this is a tennis tournament. And we see here also a commemorative merge to mark the first on-chain vote 3 months prior. We launched an exclusive community drop symbolizing the Genesis community engagement the design used was the one initially voted by the community before the final touch was added. So you see here, community took part in the design. It's an official Lacoste thing only for those holders. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this underwater card. But so basically, what is happening is that unlike NFT collections, however, holders can improve their NFTs by participating in those events, which consists of both digital off-chain in-person events, including quests, and I think here it comes where Veve could take some notes. Online games, quests, Discord participation, joining AMAs, riddles, and more. But the underwater card goes beyond the typical proof of attendance NFTs, otherwise known as POAPs. It's a living record of holders' activity engagement with the brand, with all activities recorded on-chain. Holders earn points, which then change the graphic of the NFT according to the holder's ranking. So I think that maybe Veve could have the badges as an NFT that are coming with MCP, and these badges, or this unique holder badge, like a little pin or so, could provide this visual according to a holder's MCP ranking. So a concrete visual representation of the contribution to the community, and then for Veve maybe of the contribution within Veve in the market. So in a press release, Lacoste said, "We firmly believe that the future of brand loyalty extends far beyond transaction and interactions. The underwater card celebrates a broader spectrum of brand engagement encompassing creativity." So user creativity, also conversation and gaming. So I think they are very, and this is also what I said in the last streams, and I think this is where we are headed right now. I mentioned it before. Next bull run, next NFT bull run, people will look out for special NFTs that are more than just a visual. They will look for the specific thing, and Veve provides all of this with in-game gamification, which hopefully then is rolled out, 3D AR collectibles and comics, readable comics, officially licensed, so that they can be sure that it's not a scam. So I think Veve has all of these criteria, and if they can onboard, or if they can take note on some of these projects like what Lacoste has here, I think they will be pretty good, and not dead, but actually on their way. So finally, let's look at this. So this is what Smarty Pants mentioned in the beginning. This is the big purchase. So someone has purchased the number 2 of a one-off. So this is mint number 2, if you can see it, of a one of 7. So this is the Aston Martin drop that dropped, I don't know, I think it's almost a year ago already. And in this drop sequence, there was one drop where there are a couple of thousand, like 2,000 Aston Martins. And then there were some secret rare Aston Martins with, I think, 107. And then also one model, this model, that only has 7. And there are only a couple of NFTs that are so scarce on the on this app. And one of these is the ticket stub. For there were 7 tickets only for the James Bond movie that came along with the ticket stub, and then also there was this number 2 or this Aston Martin here, and this number 2 now was sold for $12,000 basically, so 12,000 gems, and that is actually coming now closer in the range of where also the floor of the Bored Ape Yacht Club is, right? I mean, still at 58,000, so still 5 times higher than this, exactly 5 times higher, but or almost exactly. But it is a big value, right? And if you see that Miles Morales Spider-Man is ranging in the same area, the secret rare comic of AF-15 is somewhere there. So grails are already headed in this area, where also these bigger NFTs in the other space are. And that will catch some attention. I think at some point we will have, when purchases like these happen, we will have headlines. And I don't know why there are no headlines about stuff like this just yet, but there will be, in my opinion. So, and then other people will notice this, and maybe there will be some higher transactions going on that really catch attention. So, Big A says blur farming and loans is killing the bigger NFTs market. Everything is getting hit hard. Yes, and I think not only that, but also the reputation. There were so many scams around this, and so much weird stuff that the broader NFT market is taking a huge hit. And then also there will be liquidity outflow once people realize that this money needs to go out of the NFTs and into Bitcoin and then ETH and then altcoins and then only back then only into NFTs. So that is probably, and right now there are some people that just get themselves into position on Veve for the next bull run already, or because they are just, as we have seen in this article before, because they are just attached to this. Oh, there are a lot of people got drugged here from the stream, I think. We dropped like 10 people in a second, but doesn't matter. Let's look at quickly at Veve. So there is another one-of-one artwork up for auction. That is this X-Men one-of-one artwork here from David Nakayama. It's the X-Men 92, and this is a one-of-one that starts into auction on Friday. So for the ones of you, I don't have one because it always starts at 1,500 and it goes way beyond. So even if I would put in 1,500, it wouldn't be. And then also the Hulk comic is up for drop right now. So not right now, but on Saturday we are going to get this one finally in the waitlist drop. I really hope I can secure one for myself. This is one of the comics. Hulk is my favorite character, so I really hope I can get this comic. So let's quickly look at the editions here. So these are the exclusive covers. They look pretty good. This ultra rare looks good, and yeah, we have 10,000 editions, so there should be a shot for many people. 250 secret rares. I think whoever gets a secret rare, this secret rare will be a couple of $1,000 right from the start. And yeah, so this is going to be waitlist. Don't miss it, guys. Take an alarm for you so that you can take part in this. This will be 20 gems. And yeah, this for sure will sell out. There will be many people frustrated that they didn't get any Marvel drops here or any Hulk drops here. Yeah, and then also we will have the door on Friday, so that's going to be a 50 gem weekend for me, because I will take part in the door and in the Hulk. So there's Friday, Saturday back-to-back drops. Yeah, and there was this Tarzan drop which I don't care about at all. But yeah, some people are collecting Tarzan on the app, which is good to see. We want all of the collector bases there. Big A says also, I got SR secret rare miles on the drop. I'm ready for the Veve bull run. Holy. Oh man, that's so awesome. I didn't get anything on that drop. Not only did you hit the secret rare, but many people on that drop didn't get anything, because I think that was pretty heavily botted. So yeah, congratulations to you. I wish I would hit one of these big ones one day. But with waitlist now I have a shot, because a lot of people, especially in Germany and some other countries, they had problems to hit. The one that I hit was the AF15, but I got the rare. So it doesn't really make a difference to the people that got the common, because they are almost similar in the prices. But maybe in the bull run, when scarcity hits harder and really reveals, we will see how far the rare exclusive cover of AF15, for example, can go. And I also have some secret rare comics that I purchased, and some that I got I got 2 on drop, I think. So I can't complain. I got some good stuff, but it's not in the league of a secret rare Miles Morales. And there are only 259 of them. So very, very scarce. And these bear market scarcity collectibles, they will go so high in the next bull run, in my opinion. So if Veve really excels in that pre-bull run, in the mechanics and everything, I think these things will be doing really, really good in the next bull run. Yeah. So yeah, let's see quickly if Veve has teasered anything, because sometimes they do that. Actually, they have just posted Secret Rare Invasion, which is also coming up. This is coming up today. So the comic Secret Rare Invasion is coming up today. Actually, they haven't posted that just now, but they have only done posts, almost no replies. They're like, make sure to take action in Discord, but I'm not really up to it, even though you can win collectibles there. And they had a 4th of July. They should have done a drop for that, I think. 4th of July, why not drop Captain America stuff for that? I don't know. But people were posting their AR collectibles, photos, and so on for the 4th of July. And even from Canada, they are posting this. So yeah, that is good to see, and that's what we meant before, right? With an engaged community. So very good to see. Now, with it, guys, I am at the end of this live stream. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button for me if you haven't yet. That really helps the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing, but really helps the channel out. I especially want to thank All Chat Gaming once again for the donation today, for the $5 donation. And I think this was a great day. Once again with Larry Fink embracing crypto. Felipe says here, I still wait for the community update video for June. They have just to make the post production of the video. I don't know if we get any, because they said or if we get any update videos, because they said they are revamping the video updates. I don't know what, but here's a thread, and they just posted the video update thread. I don't know if we get one for June, so maybe we'll have to wait until July. Then also XR Marty is here. Man, I missed the beginning. We'll watch it in replay. I'm sorry, XR Marty, that you have missed it, but I think there was some pretty good stuff in it. Also in the NFT part, but for sure, you can check out the beginning also, which is more Bitcoin heavy. There were some interesting discussions here today as well, so thank you all for discussing with me. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. I will head to work right now. I wish you all a very great day, enjoying your morning, evening, night, afternoon, everything, right? So yeah, guys, wherever you are on the world, to make it official and to make it as always, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon.